Houston. Let's go!
Look at those long legs fly. There's a party going on around town. It's one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane.
What an outstanding competition.
From miles around, best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky.
Look at that.
You ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to
A
the show.
hard-running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show.
That's perfect.
Yeah, here we go.
Hello, Houston!
You cannot start a rodeo without hearing that iconic call from Bob Tallman. As I mentioned a moment ago, he is getting better. Every day he's getting better. We're just not getting him back as quick as we hope that we might. So we're just going to soldier on. Andy, one thing I will say about that opening ceremony with the planes and the anthem and the flag, Cavender's Boot City does a great job getting us ready for Super Series number 5.
Yes, they do. And you better get ready because we've got some excellent competitors, including Cassie Mowry, who is just coming back from the White House. She got to meet the president as one of our world champions and last year's Rodeo Houston champion. That is so cool.
Yeah, she is a 2-time world champion and the defending Rodeo Houston champ. Hey, we've got a lady down on the floor that knows about all the dirt. Not just the dirt she's standing on, but the dirt they're talking about. Let's go down to J.D. Johnson.
Hey, thanks, Boyd. I feel like Miss Independent being back here on the Buck and Shoots because across the arena, Kelly Clarkson is ready to take the star stage here in just a couple of hours. But you guys mentioned past Rodeo Houston champion. I happen to be with Damian Brennan, our 2024 Saddle Bronc champion here out of Rodeo Houston. But Damian, you came all the way from Queensland, Australia. How much does Rodeo Houston just represent one of the biggest dreams come true?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, from being a little kid, I've been watching Houston for years. So to be over here competing at one of the biggest rodeos in the world, competing against the best cowboys and bucking horses really is a dream come true.
Competing and winning. We wish you the best of luck as you chase another championship this year.
Thanks, Janie.
Damian Brennan's going to be coming up later on in the Saddle Bronc riding. We are kicking off Super Series 5.
And I think he's an Australian judge. You know, from that dialect. We're starting with the tie-down roping. Thank you to Boot Barn for bringing it to Rodeo Houston 1 year ago. The guy that won Rodeo Houston won his 3rd world championship. It was Riley Webb. He did it at the age of 22. Oh my gosh, 22 years old, 3 gold buckles, 2 Rodeo Houston titles. But look out, Tough Cooper, Haven Medjed, 2 world champions in this lineup.
We begin with Tanner Green. You got to see in the open of this event how it works. So you rope the calf, then you go down the line. He has to pick him up, takes a few extra ticks, but excellent groundwork.
Wow.
And the gauntlet has been thrown down.
Andy,
8-8 by the first guy, boy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the fastest first run of any Super Series in round 1.
I think you might be right. 8-8 for the first guy to go.
Puts pressure. What's the message to the next 7 guys? You better be able to rope and tie fast if you're going to beat me. So what a way to start it by Tanner Green from South Texas and Cotulla. Now we turn to a guy who hails from Brett Favre's hometown, Kill, Mississippi, Andrew Birch, 28-year-old cowboy in his 10th season. A year ago, he won Missoula, Montana, the Cattleman's Day Pro Rodeo in Gunnison, Colorado. Burt staring at that 8.8. Horse looks calm and collected. I like that.
Those ears pointing forward. He has flirted with the top 30 in the world each and every time he has entered competitions. But as you see here, he's got to get his calf up as well. He was really close to the barrier line. He was holding his horse up as he was coming across. Right there, they can feel the timing, and they know just how far they have to let that calf out in advance, and then has to handle his slack, get the calf back up. 10-6 for the Mississippi man.
He's probably not the biggest guy here, our next cowboy, at 5'10", 165 pounds. But folks, when you stack his resume up against anybody else in this Super Series, with maybe the exception of Tough Cooper, this guy is a giant. His name is Haven Medjid. He's number 3 in the world standings. In 2019, as a rookie, he won his first world championship. He became the first cowboy in 34 years to do it. Joe Beaver did it in 1985, and he did it in 2019. Haven Midget is not scared of that 8-8. This guy ties him in 7 all the time. Tough to do in this setup, but he can be below 8-8. There you go. Good handling of the rope, handling of the calf, hold him low, time fast. Look out! Now, if I tell you the sun's going to rise in the west and set in the east, you need to move your porch.
Always stay humble and kind. 8 flat. I mean, what a run by Haven. Everything comes together perfectly. The timing of the run, how he handles his slack. If you're looking for a clinician's video, that's it.
Yeah, and not everything comes together. He made everything come together. He's just that consistent. Now, this guy's won everything but Rodeo Houston.
Yeah.
Right?
This is the butt. He's a 4-time world champion. He's been to the National Finals Rodeo, and you'll hear us reference that because you cannot be a world champion unless you go to the National Finals Rodeo. Tough's been there 16 times. This year, he could cross the $4 million mark, but Rodeo Houston has eluded him. Tough Cooper at 8-5 is now second.
This is easily the best first round of any Super Series. Of the first 4, the first round in Super Series 5 in the tie-down roping has been blistering. Tough Cooper moves into the number 2 spot. And now you got to be 10-6 just to get a top 4 check.
And those last 4 guys to go are all NFR qualifiers.
They're all wolves.
Yeah, Dylan Hancock, Tom Green County, San Angelo born and bred. He's number 20 in the world. He's been to the National Finals twice.
Won 2 rounds there the first year he went. Started the season off by being the champion in Denver. Oh, awkward start. So, as Andy pointed out in the previous run, you want to be smooth. You want to be smooth, but smooth starts with the way you leave. And that horse is shaking his head, no, 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 I want to go. And Dylan's like, you can't. If you go, we're going to break the barrier. So him and his horse, the horse wanted to go the minute the gate popped. Dylan was trying to rate him off. And at 10-2, that pops him into the number 4 spot.
Take you down to the big lake, the one you can see from space in Okeechobee, Florida's Cole Clemens. He and his brother Brody, 2 very talented up-and-comers in the tie-down roping. Cole qualified to the National Finals 2 years ago in 2024. Last season, won a big check at another cow town in Guyman, Oklahoma. Then won Ellensburg over Labor Day weekend.
Ouch.
But a slow calf makes the loop not go on as it should, and when it pops off, it's no time. Look out for Cole. He'll be back in rounds 2 and 3 of Super Series 5.
So we go from the right coast in Florida to the left coast in California. This guy comes by it honest. His granddad Rex was a bull rider. His dad Casey competed. He's a horseshoer, trains horses. This is 27-year-old Brushin Mitten of Winter Springs, California. He's been to the NFR twice, 23 and 25. Last December, he won 134 grand in 10 days doing this, roping one calf a night for 10 nights in a row. 10-2, the bottom hole right now for a top 4 spot. Look out! Broke the barrier. What's that? It's the line that requires every contestant to give every calf the same head start. Either the calf is going to trip it or the horse is going to trip it. And you can tell by how it was tripped whether it was the horse or the calf. And because he didn't give the calf the required head start, he gets a 10-second penalty. 7 and 6 becomes 17 and 6.
Carstairs, Alberta's Kyle Lucas, now living in Texas, made it to his inaugural NFR in 2025 after a great season. Won Tucson, Spanish Fork at the end of July. I mean, those were 2 bucket list rodeos to win. But why not see if we can get to the semifinals and win Houston?
Well, look at his family. His dad, Joe, a several-time NFR qualifier. His sister, Katie, a former Miss Rodeo Canada. It runs in the Lucas blood. 6'2", 170 pounds. Trying to get that horse to look at that calf. See him tug out that right rein? He wants that horse looking at that calf. And away we go. Little pop into the clutch, but makes it stick. Yeah. That little barrier thing bit again. That barrier bit again. And you can see it. The horse, once again, kind of ignored his left hand. So you use your left hand to keep him from breaking that barrier, and it just didn't happen. Brusted Mitten, Haven Medjed. The barrier line and a horse going, I don't think so, Scooter. And then once you're in position, roping them's the easy part. The tough part comes when you hit the ground. Gather, string, tie, throw your hands in the air like the great veteran you are. And Midget is going to come out of here with a go-around win. Remember, you advance to the semifinals by winning money. Haven Midget won a truckload, so did Tough Cooper, and all of that was brought to you by Boot Barn.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top athletes in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. At the end of the 3 rounds, the highest money winner is crowned the Super Series champion. They receive custom boots, courtesy of Alberta Boot Company Outfitters, and a custom Les Paul style electric guitar created especially for Rodeo Houston Super Series champions. Out of each of the 5 Super Series, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 athletes in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our 2 wild card competitions. The winner from each wild card will advance to the championship for a shot at the $65,000, with a total purse of over $2.5 million. That's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
Stick around. The bareback riding is next in the Bayou City.
Hey folks, if you're 21 or older, pledge to rodeo responsibly as the Miller Lite designated driver. Scan that QR code and you'll receive a complimentary fountain drink or bottle of water. Responsibility has its rewards. Always plan for a safe ride home.
Thanks to Cavender's Boot City. They sponsor our hardworking arena and feed crew. They're down in the dirt, on the chutes, doing it all behind the scenes.
So if you can't make it to the rodeo, don't forget we are on the Space City Home Network every day. We're on the Cowboy channel every day. We're also on Telemundo. Let's meet our Spanish announcers, Enrique and Luis. Hi, guys.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hey, Boyd. Hey, Andy. Sí, les invitamos, acompáñenos en la aplicación de Telemundo Texas, por supuesto también en RodeoHouston.com con toda la acción del rodeo en español.
Please download the Telemundo Texas app. And now for today's word, caballo, meaning horse. Pronounced caballo. In the world of professional rodeo, there's only one undisputed king of the arena. El cuarto de milla, caballo.
Caballo. I like that one.
Yeah.
There you go.
You own caballos, right?
More than one, and they eat a lot.
Yeah. The thing about a caballo is you can't
Mucho
shut them
dinero.
off, right? Look at the eyes. He is taking it all in, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Well, he's about to take in the roughest, toughest event in rodeo. It's the bareback riding. It's sponsored by Chevron. And Andy, 1 year ago, it was Rockin' Rocker Steiner.
We were strumming on it, and he took the title from here, parlayed it into a world title. But we have a talented field in Super Series 5. Look out for Tilden Hooper, the millionaire, and the two-time collegiate champ, Orrin Larson. But we start with Colton Clemens of Blackfoot, Idaho. Watched him win Bonifay, Florida with an 85. He's been the champ in Cowtown, New Jersey. Getting frisky is the young horse from the Calgary Stampede, one of the many stock contractors here at Rodeo Houston.
Yeah, the Survey Company is the stock contractor of record, but they've leased from Canada's Calgary Stampede. Andy, this horse just covers too much ground. And you don't see as high and hard a kick out the back end as you might have wanted. So 78 gets us started in the bareback ride. Let's go to 22-year-old Sam Peterson. He's from Helena, Montana. And, you know, sometimes we ask cowboys, this guy's quoted. If you look up his bio on Prodeo.com and read what he has to say, they asked him, what is your favorite rodeo? And he said, Rodeo Houston, because that crowd is so electric and that room is so big, I just love it there. And that's exactly what he said, folks. I'm not making it up. As I said, he's from the capital city of Montana, and he's got a rematch with a horse called Barney Fife. The two of them did not get along as well as they might have hoped in Casper, Wyoming. So maybe the Southpaw will have a better day down here in NRG.
Now he's trying to get everything set with his rigging. So you don't want it to be too tight, but you also don't want it to be too loose.
And he's getting help from the world champion saddle bronc rider. The reigning world champion saddle bronc rider is a guy by the name of Statler Wright, and he's the one helping Sam get his rigging and his latigos. Have you ever heard that from Garth Brooks, the song Rodeo? Spurs and latigos? Well, the latigo is that piece of leather that keeps the cinch to the D-ring.
Sam's ready to go now. First jump out of the chutes, he has his feet over the horse's shoulders. That's known as the mark out, and from there, he is able to show you what the spurring motion should look like. So you need your toes turned out so the spurs are in contact with the horse. Then you drag the spur back to your rigging each and every time. The horse kicking out the back. Perfect timing for the bay horse and the man. The numbers are better this time than they were in Casper. 80 points for Peterson. Momentarily puts him at number 1.
But if you're Tanner Ross from Granite Falls, Minnesota, you got to be happy when you see you've drawn this 13-year-old mare named Arbitrator Joe. This horse has been featured at the Canadian Finals Rodeo. R.C. Landingham was 85 and a half. Oss, an 8-time NFR bareback rider, has the horse to take home the first place check. Had to have quick feet to keep up with that one.
You're right, Boyd. You probably had double the amount of kicks out of this horse than you did the previous one. So a lot of speed from the bay horse called Arbitrator Joe. Tanner handles it well. Half the score for how well the Cowboy rides, the other half for the degree of difficulty on the horse. The judges didn't miss it. 82 points for Tanner Ross.
Excellent, buddy. So up next is Clay Jorgensen. We asked him, what do you do in between rodeos?
Between rodeos lately, I've taken up golf, and I wouldn't say I'm very good at it, but I have a lot of fun.
Okay. This is a lot different than golf.
Casey Mack, the paint horse from Rocky Mountain Rodeo. And we've got a little more action from this one. A little change of direction going left and right on the sorrel and white paint, Boyd.
Yeah, look at him tuck his head almost like a bronc. See that horse take its head down in between his knees? Well, he'll move into the top two. 81 points for the brand new golfer. I think they should change the name of golf to, hey, come help me look for my ball. Be more accurate.
That sounds like your golf game anyway.
Yes, it does.
Cody Lamb, the Canadian finalist, past Rookie of the Year, won the world's toughest rodeo in Laughlin, Nevada. He is a guitar picker, singer-songwriter out of Sherwood Park, Alberta. Gage Logic, the horse that is a mare out of a world champion stallion.
Wow. That's just a weird trip for a bucket horse. Watch as she lunges and kicks at the same time. Lunge forward, kick. Lunge forward, kick. He kept his feet where they needed to be, and 78 is what they're going to tell us for the Canadian singer-songwriter. You can find his music on Spotify, by the way, for Cody Lamb.
Well, Cody and Tilden Hooper kind of have the same hairstyle, if you will. Takes a lot more shampoo for them than it does me. Janie has Tanner Ross down behind the chutes.
Yeah, Tanner, you're number one right now, but I said I can't believe in your amazing career you've never won Rodeo Houston. You've been coming here a long time.
Yeah, I think this is my 13th or 14th trip to Houston. One of the best ones we get to go to all year. This crowd's amazing, this building, nothing better.
And you made a great ride on a veteran horse. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tanner Ross, still number one.
Here's another veteran cowboy, Tilden Hooper, a 10-time NFR qualifier on Butterscotch. Another Rocky Mountain horse, and this one is kicking it to the light. This guy just gets better with age, Boyd.
He's like fine wine and cheese. You're 100% right. Tilden is 38 years old and still riding like he's 21. Look at those long legs. Get a hold of that brown and white paint. Drag him up to the rigging. Folks, you got a guy from Texas that just took number one. 85 points. And that smile is for real.
Yeah, that guy, the one in the purple. Don't get them confused because they both have long hair.
They both seen the same barber.
Cade Berry of Weatherford, Texas, the Parker County Cowboy, has another horse that comes out of the world champion graded coconut. This 14-year-old gelding called Zastron Acres, the Calgary Stampede. They've been as high as 88 on this sorrel gelding. And man, the rides just keep getting better.
The cream rises to the top as that horse kind of backs into the slide gate as he's leaving the chute. Remember, how long is that spur stroke from the front of the neck to the rigging? How high and hard is that horse kicking? You just watched the best ride of the day, 86 and a half, and the 22-year-old from Parker County looks like a man on a mission. His older brother has won this rodeo twice. He wants a guitar for his own wall.
So right now, to be in the top four, you have to be more than 81. Orrin Larson of Inglis, Manitoba. The Canadian has a rematch. It's a Calgary Stampede horse called You See Me. In their homeland of Canada, he was 83 and a half at Ponoka on this horse last summer. Cowboys won over 1.8 million. Two-time collegiate champ wants to get a little more. Horse going to the left, away from his hand. I'd hate to be a judge today, brother.
Amen to that. Because a lot of these rides look very even. I mean, of course, the caliber of contestant is even. 79.5 for Oren. That's going to get him a small check, which is better than no check at all. The great veteran out of Ingles, Manitoba, Canada. So all you have to do is look at the equipment they use and the grimace on their face. It'll tell you how much work it is to ride a bucket horse. Look at Tilden holding his finger like he's number one. Look at that grit. Look at that grind. No guts, no glory. But when things go your way, you are happy, happy, happy. Who's the happiest? Well, close to Tilden, except the young guy was 1.5 points better. Barry Hooper, Austin Jorgensen, all cash in round one of Super Series 5. Thank you to Chevron for bringing it to us.
Put the pairs up there. Team roping. Coming up soon here at Rodeo Houston.
Thank you to Houston Methodist, the official healthcare providers for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of our Rodeo Houston sports medicine team, caring for our rodeo athletes.
Captions are available on your mobile device at rodeohouston.com/captions. We'll make it easy for you. Just point your camera at the QR code on the center screens, and that will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app. Speaking of our video screens, it's time for the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam, and it's bringing out the Wild West in you. Let's see who's on there, Janie.
Yes, and it does get pretty wild. We've got an awesome fan there on the left, and next thing you know, she's riding a bucking horse through the arena in her cowgirl gear.
Look at that, up on the cruise line party deck. She's got her cowboy hat, getting a tan.
I love that fringe fit out there on the cruise deck. Oh, and look at the pink cowgirl hat right there. I think that's cowgirl Eliza we got to meet earlier. Now she's on a horse.
Well, yes, ma'am. Oh, she's wearing two hats. I didn't even know that was possible. Wonder if that's a glitch.
It's a backup hat. You know, you gotta have two hats at the rodeo just in case. Oh, and look, there's cowgirl Sydney there riding a bucking bull. She's got two reins going. So much fun. A little bit of yeehaw. Rodeo Houston. Thank you to Carnival Cruise Line.
Inside NRG Stadium, they're getting ready for a little team roping competition where you have two competitors. One ropes horns, one ropes heels, but they're both brought to you by Corral Boots. And last year, when it was all said and done, Derek Begay and Coulter Todd not only left town with guitars, but over 130,000 a man, and they're in this Super Series. So they've come back to defend their title in the team roping competition.
First team to go, set the pace in San Antonio when it was all said and done, left with the biggest payday. Lightning Aguilera, Wyatt Cox. Lightning, known for being able to throw a lot of line, does a great job sliding a little rope so that the switch, when the steer turns for Wyatt, is a little smoother.
Yeah, you're going to see the slack doesn't get pulled, so it's on the horns, but then it drops below the nose. And that'll make that hind quarter, that steer, whip around a little differently. All right, friends, you're about to meet the defending champions of Rodeo Houston. On the right of your screen, a 12-time NFR qualifier. On the left of your screen, a 5-time NFR qualifier. The Navajo Nation header, Derek Begay. The rancher from Arizona on the heel catching side, Coulter Todd. Step one of defending their Rodeo Houston title. Cracks the whip. Hey. How about it for your champs? They pick up where they left off. 5 and 9 will put them in the number 1 spot.
And I don't know if we'll see it or not, but when Coulter dallies, it's like anchoring down. I mean, he wraps it around the saddle horn and just, it's over. 5-9, 6-9, first 2 times. Here's another past Rodeo Houston champion on the head side, J.C. Yakwo, teaming up with Logan Moore, 2024 Rookie of the Year, who took the title in Prescott, Arizona. North Dakota and Texas. Pair of Palomino horses. Oh no! The green rope gets away. Our first no time of the night.
And it's the perfect time to point out that unlike the tie-down roping, the ropes are not tied to the saddle horn. You have to wrap the rope around your saddle. You have to dally it. And that's what he's trying to do, is to get this rope dallied around. And he didn't want to lose his fingers, so he had to let it go. Ooh, I'm just glad he was able to have all his fingers where they needed to be.
Brenton Hall and Caden Pro Philly. Pair of NFR qualifiers. Matching it up. Great timing. 5 and 5. They are now the number 1 team. Talk about an aggressive heel loop, boy.
Well, they're 2 young guns. On a steer that went left, perfect handle by Brenton Hall at age 26. Caden Pro Philly. Man, he just swept him up. So 5 and 5, now the bar is set. Let's go to Junior D's, a 2-time NFR qualifier at the Horns. Just won, what was it, the 154th Silver Spurs Rodeo in Kissimmee. Landon Glenn, his partner. What? We just keep getting faster. Come on, y'all, don't hold back. 5 and 3 for Dees and Glenn.
I think our teams have figured out this is the last chance, our final Super Series, and what it's going to take to move on. Aaron Senegeni and Jeremy Bueller, pair of world champions. Aaron won his in 2015. Bueller won a world title in 16. Also won the title here at Rodeo Houston in 2023. Did Bueller, minus the beard. The Millionaires. Another left-hand turn.
Whoa!
Yes! They call that a pantyhose catch. When the rope goes over the hips of the steer, almost looks like he's wearing pantyhose. 5 and 6. It's the top 3 time.
Man, this has been woofy. So if you're 22-year-old Roan Oldfield and 23-year-old Creed West, pair of New Mexico Cowboys, and you're roping against the biggest names in the game. Creed West lives in the town where they buried Billy the Kid, Fort Sumner, New Mexico. Roan Oldfield lives in Lovington, New Mexico, home to one of the greatest outdoor rodeos in the country. Roan finished in the top 2 at the Texas Circuit Finals. Got a check in Fort Worth. Creed won the permit finals in Waco. And that's how they got here. Whoa, he's running. Nope. Well, 2 things. First of all, that steer ran like he was Seabiscuit. I mean, there's some racehorses that couldn't have outrun that steer. And then, of course, once they finally get him caught, the heeler's unable to get 2 feet in a dally. So sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Final team to go, Rhett Anderson and Calgary Smith. Past Wilderness Circuit Finals champ on the horn catching side, Calgary Smith. Your name's Calgary, you have to be a Canadian champion, right? Won the Canadian title in 2023. But calls Adams, Oregon home. Utah and Oregon coming together. 5 and 9 are quicker to be in the top 4. Lay it out.
But they broke the barrier. So, look, you can't blame them. They're the last team to go. They're staring at 5-3, 5-5, 5-6. So they took a chance, and it just didn't pay off. 15-9 with the penalty.
So many variables. You got 2 humans, 2 horses, 1 steer, and 2 ropes that all have to come together. When you catch them on the front, you try to time it up on the back and dally off. Smoke them if you got them. Look up to see what it all looked like. Are you smiling? Or are you wondering what tomorrow brings? Checking to make sure you have all your digits. And the fastest time of all goes to Junior and Landon with that 5-3. Holland Pro Philly at 5-5. It's a tight one. Thank you to our friends at Corral Boots for bringing us the team roping.
When we get back to competition, we're going to buck them in the bronc ride.
Hello amigos, this is your telenovela friend Gabriel Soto. And my friends at La Michoacana Meat Market want you all to have an amazing time at the rodeo. If you're drinking, celebrate responsibly. Plan ahead, choose a designated driver, or get a safe ride home. Because at La Michoacana Meat Market, we care about you and our community. Enjoy the show.
Check out the best seats in the house. Those are the chute seats. Presented by Chenier. They are right behind the bucket chutes.
Okay, guys, it's Fan Zone time, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Check this out. You never know what's going to happen in the Fan Zone. You might even get pulled into the loop with John Harrison. We have some awesome Kelly Clarkson fans up here. Hey, but this is your chance to meet all your favorites from Rodeo Houston. We have Rodeo Royalty. Meet your favorite Rodeo Houston athletes. Leon Coffey is here meeting all of his mini fans. How happy are we today, Leon?
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of people coming up for autographs, and I ought to get here in a hurry.
Everybody wants to meet our stars here at Rodeo Houston, section 104 and 124. Every day, come to the Fan Zone.
What a gorgeous day outside for everyone attending the carnival. But inside, we keep rolling along as we try to ride some bucking horses. Saddle bronc riding right here at Rodeo Houston, and it is brought to you by Energy Transfer. You go back 11 months and some change. It was world champion Ryder Wright who left here with the biggest check of all, and you will see him in our final Super Series along with a host of other champs.
Blaze Freeman, the national champ for Western Texas College. Oh, come on, 28-year-old on Cincy Whitney. Cincy Whitney. Boy, I gotta put the old edit process in place right now. See those toes turned out? That was, oh no. Missed the horse out of the bucket chute. What does that mean? He didn't have both feet in contact with the animal when the front feet hit the ground that first jump out of the chute. You could ride him from here to New Orleans, but you got to mark him out.
Dang it. I was almost hoping we could just hand him the pencil and he could write his own number down. Miami, Texas is Wyatt Casper. Rocky Mountain horse called Hand Chaps. Ryder Wright was 86.5 on this horse in Cortez, Colorado last summer. The 5-time NFR qualifier trying to get back to Las Vegas come December. Let's try and help him get there. He's number 3 in the world. Little Sorrel has some timing. Stocking-legged Sorrel gives him a chance to do some showing off, Boyd.
Yeah, but did he throat latch this horse? Yeah, he did. Notice his bronc rein is on the throat latch rather than the ring under the chin. The reason they do that is sometimes we call it phony-headed. Those horses won't be consistent with their head, and it does less to mess with the Cowboys' rhythm. Only 77 points, though, for the number 3 man in the world. Let's go to the youngest guy you're going to watch in this Super Series, Caden Horrocks, La Pointe, Utah. He's got a 10-year-old gelding called Daunting News from the Calgary Stampede. Jake Finlay was 86.5 on this horse in San Antonio. Just finished in the top 3 at the Georgia Nationals. Just like the Bareback riding, half the score from the horse, half from the Cowboy. 1 to 50 on the bronc, 1 to 50 on the buckaroo.
Boyd, you mentioned him being one of the younger saddle bronc riders. Sometimes all it takes is a few good rides and some bigger venues to give you the self-confidence to let you know you can compete with everybody else, and he's doing so. 82.5 for Caden. We're moving in the right direction.
Nice job for the young gun. Now we turn to a Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada Cowboy. His dad was a pro rodeo clown. His mentors were 2 of the greatest bronc riders ever to come out of Canada. That would be Mel Highland and Winston Bruce. This is Colby Wanchuk, Sherwood Park, Alberta, on a horse called Tequila Sunrise. He's not had this horse before, but he's looking forward to it today. Come on, Colby. You go, bud. So, you're going to like that ride more than the judges are, and I'm going to show you why. Remember, half the score comes from the horse? So watch the hind legs of the horse. Do they extend toward the ceiling? A little, a couple of jumps, but then he starts keeping them under his belly. See, at the end of this, those feet stay under the belly a little bit more than they extend. And had that not happened, he might have been 89, but instead it's an 81-point ride for Colby.
Here is the man that Janie talked to at the open of our show, Damian Brennan from Injune, Australia, now living in Millsap, Texas. Bird Dog, the Rocky Mountain Rodeo horse. The little buckskin and white paint floating in the air. And 2 things to look at. This horse has kind of a delayed kick like the one that you just saw. So it will make the timing of the spur stroke a little bit more difficult. You have to hold your feet and wait for that horse to kick, but he does so. 83.5, there's your new leader. It's the Aussie.
Another national champion for Western Texas College right there. Now let's turn to Brody Wells. Kind of big for a bronc rider. He's 6 foot tall. The Powell, Wyoming man. Been to the last 2 NFRs. You can't win a world title unless you qualify for the Super Bowl or the World Series in football or baseball. And you can't win a gold buckle or a world championship in rodeo unless you make it to the national finals, and he's been to the last 2. 24 years old, currently number 6 in the world. From the Cowboy state of Wyoming, Powell, Wyoming. Zorda Proud from the Calgary Stampede. Sage Newman was 84.5 on this horse in San Antonio.
Sure? What? You like it? Yeah.
And 84.5 would put this cowboy in the lead.
I'll bat him.
In the background, he just asked the flank man, Goose, is this her? Meaning, is this how she usually handles inside the chute? Because she is leaning a little bit.
And that's Wyatt Casper in the red trying to pull those swells over. There's the knock.
Nice start.
Whoa!
7:47. It may be a decent airplane, but that is not the time you want to see on the clock. As Brody comes off just a half second before the 8-second requirement, no score.
Janie, who do you have with you?
I have Caden Horrocks down here, his first ever Rodeo Houston, and you're on that leaderboard. Are you taking it all in?
Yes, I am. This is a big stadium, probably the biggest I've ever rode in, so it's all amazing to be here.
Now that you've got that first one under your belt, you feeling pretty good about your first Houston?
Yes, I am feeling great. We're just going to handle every day the same, come in here, do my job, and let the cards fall.
You've done great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
21 years old, first Rodeo Houston.
Millerville, Alberta, Canada's Leighton Green. Past Canadian champ, Molly's Game, the Generations Pro Rodeo horse. And I think our leaderboard may be in trouble.
Your leaderboard's always in jeopardy whenever the name of Leighton Green is on the board. A 4-time NFR qualifier. Molly's Game from Generations Pro Rodeo, as Andy pointed out. And you were right, Andrew. Brand new leader, 85 and a half. As Canada takes the #1 spot. But everybody, don't collect your money just yet if you bet on Leighton Green, because here comes the defending champion of Rodeo Houston and a 3-time world champion.
That is right. And here's to hoping that Trenchcoat Charlie has the same trip he did in San Antonio with Roper Kisner. They matched up for 86. This $3 million Cowboy is also the son of a world champion and a Rodeo Houston champion. Still one of the coolest pictures when his dad rode Lunatic Fringe in this building.
Woo. Kind of an awkward entry into the arena. Ryder just does what Ryder does, fires his feet. Always seems to get an inch or two higher up into the main every time he throws those feet to the front end. They waive the mark-out rule.
Well, and I was just going to say, I don't know if it really affected the trip of the horse very much, because usually if a horse has an awkward start, they don't buck as well, but not too shabby here. 82 and a half. That'll split third and fourth for Ryder and put some money in his pockets in round 1 of our 5th Super Series.
So let's watch what they do. Wyatt Casper. You don't pull on your rein, you lift. You see how he's trying to pick that rein up toward the top of the building? And then you set those feet with your toes turned out. Drag them to the back end. The longer the spur stroke, the higher you get up into the mane. But again, the face, the eyes, the grimace, it all tells the same story, including the handlebar mustache. The gunslingers always survive, and Leighton Green was the best survivor. 2 points better than Brennan, Horrocks, and Wright, all in the conversation for your saddle bronc riding. That was brought to you by Energy Transfer.
Watch the dirt fly as the steer wrestlers prepare their next.
It's time for entertainer trivia. Everybody look up at the big screens. Look at the big screens. Answer the question on the screen correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2027 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Hey, and you want to visit the Fan Zone while you're here, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, sections 104 and 124. You can meet rodeo royalty. All your favorite Rodeo Houston athletes will be up there. You can also see Rodeo Houston champion saddles up close at both locations, and the great chance to meet barrelman Leon Coffey. He is one of our big stars here. So much fun happening every single night at the Rodeo Houston Fan Zone.
Well, it's time to look up to the video screens. It's the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam, and it's bringing out the Wild West in you. There she is, up on the ship deck. That Carnival Cruise.
And it is getting wild and western thanks to Carnival Cruise Line. You see a fan on the left. Next thing you know, she is riding a wild bucking bull in the arena.
What about you, ma'am? Oh, she's getting a tan and waving to everybody as she's on vacation.
That's great. It's uncanny. Truly great cowboy hat right there, and that cowboy hat translates great to the buck and bull on the right. Thank you so much to Carnival Cruise Line for our cowboy cam.
Well, that's the perfect dad right there. You win Dad of the Year. We'll try not to wake her up, okay? But she's gonna miss some good stuff, because this steer wrestling features a bunch of big men provided by Mattress Firm. The big men need to tackle big farm animals, and Tucker Allen 1 year ago. He is a stunt man from Hollywood, but it was no movie. It was the real thing when he left here as our champ. We're starting the first guy, Donnell Henderson, 6'8", 265. Played college basketball at Oral Roberts University. He's a beggin'.
He almost has to select his horses based on their size because his legs can almost scrape the ground. But this Huntsville native, when he gets his hands on a steer, it is lights out.
2019 Rookie of the Year. Oh, Donnell, down and dirty, buddy. Exactly as Andy described it. First, you need a horse big enough and fast enough to carry the big guy. But when the big guy gets his hands on a steer, it's lunchtime. And everybody's going to eat. 5 and 3 for Donnell.
You're making me a little nervous about the chuck wagon races because you're being very complimentary early on.
Well, every now and then a hog finds an acre.
Scott Gunther, there we go. There's regular Boyd. 6-time NFR qualifier from Consort, Alberta. Won the Calgary Stampede. Oh, no. Yep, that's a slow starting steer, and he blew past the barrier. So it's going to be a no time. He was trying to hold him up.
Right here. Shut it down. So if I said to you, think football, and then I said the name Manning, would you think quarterback like Peyton and
I would.
Eli?
I would also think dynasty.
Yes, dynasty, okay. Well, when you say Duval in the rodeo industry, you say steer wrestling, and you say dynasty. This man is keeping the steer wrestling dynasty alive for the Shakota, Oklahoma. If you drive through there on I-40, it is the steer wrestling capital of the world. Riley Duval, 34 years old. It's a race, and the steer's gonna win it. First of all, the steer wasn't very fair either. Yeah, this steer goes left and tries to cut off Riley's horse. See that? So now Riley's got to move his horse over. He's not asking him to run, he's asking him to move. Then the next thing you know, you're on the 20-yard line at the opposite end, and it's all over.
Dane Haas in Eola, Utah, won the qualifier in Rosenberg. Reaches out to the right. Way to stick with it. Pair of sixes for Dane. 6 and 6. Number 2. Watch how far out he reaches. Woo. There is nothing but air and opportunity between him and that steer.
That's like diving into the pool off the high board. He went flying like he was Superman. Only 2 steers down in the first 4 attempts. Our riding percentage is equaling the bull riding. We got to get better. I'm not lying when I tell you this guy's middle name. His middle name is Tree. Yep. Go ahead. His first name is Shade. Shade Tree Etherton.
You can't tell me his parents don't have a sense of humor.
He's from the Hoosier state of Indiana. He's 6'2", 225. Currently in the top 20 in the world standings. He won the 2020 Sit Shootout in San Angelo. He's a Will Ferrell fan.
So am I.
Yeah. Come on, Shade Tree. Sean, whoa, how did he do that? He's gonna break the barrier, but I want you to watch his left hand. Normally you'd be grabbing the left horn of the steer, but in order to keep his balance, he's gonna have to drop his left hand down to the dirt. And that's the barrier look right here. You could tell how it's tripped, but to me this is interesting. He doesn't catch that left horn, so he has to put his left hand down and hold himself up to keep his feet down in front. Well, with the penalty, it's 16-8.
The one-hander lander. Hermiston, Oregon's Dalton Massey, the 2023 Rodeo Houston champ. They're telling him he's out. Palomino horse has a little bit of a tight fit. Yes! 4.9, but I want you to watch how close this pocket is. This horse and steer are almost colliding, giving him almost no room to get down and get in position to wrestle this steer, but he waits it out to the very last moment, Boyd.
Yeah, well, he's a former champion of Rodeo Houston. Oh, yeah, and he blew his heel. He's grinning about it. Oh, we'll get that hammered back on here in a minute. So everybody has idols, right? Might be an American Idol. I got a Bulldogging Idol right here. This is Jacob Edler. Why is he my Bulldogging Idol? Because he went to the national finals one time in 2020 and did what every steer wrestler dreams of doing. He won not only the championship of the national finals rodeo, but the world title as well. And he's a biggin'. How big an old boy are you? 6'3", 240. Shoulders broad.
Think you could take him, Boyd?
Nope.
All right, Jacob. Holds up at the barrier line for just a half a second. Now he's got his hands on the red Coriani. What a tough steer.
On a leg. Okay.
Now it came out 12 flat.
So the left rear leg is the problem. Remember, the field flag judge is not going to stop the run until all four legs in the nose are pointed in the same direction. So he's got three legs, but the left rear leg of the steer stays buried under the body. Until that leg extends, he's not going to get his time. And that's why it ended up being a 12 flat.
Final cowboy to go in the steer wrestling, Mike McGinn of Haines, Oregon. Won the National Western at Denver this year to start off his season. And we see Riley Duvall helping out yet again as a hazer. It's pretty cool that there's a couple of really good guys that are sought after, not just for the horsepower that they bring, but also for their skills as horsemen on the hazing side. Mike knows just how vital that hazer is. As he spins this Palomino around. There's a look at Riley.
Oh, easy, yellow.
Another hard running steer. Left horn goes down to the nose. 6.5. And that will sneak him into the number 3 spot. $1,000, not too shabby for his first night.
No, he'll take it. But just like the tie down and the team roping, this first round of Super Series 5 has been way impressive. But no more impressive than it was for the former champ. Oh, the 6'8" basketball player, Donnell Henderson. Reach, Dane, reach. Oh, plowing the ground with both feet in your left hand. There goes the heel. Yep, brand new set of boots. Put those readers on. Yeah, look at that. Can you believe it? I broke my boot. Still broke his boot and still won the round. 4-9 for Dalton Massey. Henderson McGinnon has all in the money. Thank you to Mattress Firm for bringing us the steer wrestling.
The fastest horses and the best ladies roll in next. Barrel racing when we return at Rodeo Houston.
All right, it's time for some celebrity lookalikes. We've been looking around the audience, and we think we have found some people who look like famous celebrities. Are you one of them? Oh, Kurt Russell from Tombstone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He'll take that.
I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
Oh, there's Ariel, a little Disney character.
I've never seen her before.
Well, you never watched The Little Mermaid. Hey, there you go. She disagrees.
Oh, my. Oh, Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time.
That's right.
All right. We should go golfing.
Practice your foul shot, sir. All right, Zoe. There you go. She's like, oh, all right, I'll take it.
Nita Ellis, who is back from a terrible injury and back to winning. She's going to be up here at her first Rodeo Houston. I'm excited to get it started.
We are too, as we say thank you to S&B engineers and constructors. They bring us the ladies in the barrel race, and you will see one of the most accomplished barrel racers of all time and our defending champion, Cassie Mowry. She will be in this Super Series trying to defend her title with another great field.
This field is, don't take this wrong, filled with wolves. Some of the best. Halen Lyde, a two-time NFR qualifier, a Texas A&M grad, by the way, from China Springs, Texas. She got her master's from Sam Houston State. Her husband, Aaron, rides bucking horses. And Lyde cruises into a 15:33.
Great way to get things started on that sorrel mount. As we take you to the number 3 cowgirl in the world, Anita Ellis. Qualified to her first National Finals rodeo last season. Glad to see her back. Strong gray horse ready to do its job around barrel number 1. Transitioning to barrel 2, you see the ears pointed forward as the horse finds the barrel around the 3rd. Come on back to us. The Gem State stopping it at a 14:60, one of the faster times we've seen.
Yeah, that horse on the way out kind of started thinking about how he was going to exit the arena, and it looked like it could have been trouble.
That 1460 is going to be a hard one to catch with Anita Ellis and Rico, but Julie Plord, she also just competed at the National Finals Rodeo, won the average there this year. This is her second trip to Rodeo Houston. Rocky loves to turn, maybe a little bit by that first barrel, but we're going to make up some time right here. This big, strong sorrel gelding is so impressive in this open pattern. Nice run. Let's see if we can get a new gear running home for Julie Plord. 15 flat, not bad, guys, but like I said, that 14.60 is going to be hard to catch.
Literally every barrel racer here in this Super Series is qualified to the National Finals Rodeo. Latricia Duke is no exception. She's number 13 in the WPRA World Standings. Won Red Bluff last year. 2024 is when she made it to Las Vegas. Palomino gets close to the barrels. That's perfect. Keep them standing, and she will. Final turn's a good one. It's a Texas lady. 14.62, and she's now second.
That ought to make this ghost run comparison really tight.
Yeah, we need to take a look at these two runs between Anita Ellis and Latricia Duke. 2/100ths of a second. You can't even blink that fast. We're going to see if we can figure out where the difference is between these two horses. Anita Ellis is on the gray and is in a clear lead headed into that first barrel. Latricia Duke, she's on the Palomino. Well, you can see Anita went a little bit by that first. Latricia Duke, she wrapped it a little tighter. So now they're head to head going into the second. And it actually looks like Anita Ellis starts to take the lead right there. Then they get different angles going into the third, go back together. And this is what I love. You can see right here that out of that third barrel, running home is where the difference happens between first and second, and why Anita Ellis is still that #1 right now with a 14.60. We have a lot of awesome barrel racers left to go, including your reigning world champion, Cassie Mowry. I can't wait to see Summer Coastal as well in this set. I had a chance to talk to her about the horse that she's going to be running in this next set of barrel racers.
A blessing from God. He's amazing. His name is Firewater Fresh Fame. Public knows him as Apollo.
I love that. I can't wait to see Apollo run here in this open arena. He can make some tight turns. It is going to be a fast set of barrel racers coming up.
Well, you won't have to wait long, Jenny, because he's next. Here comes Summer Coastal. She grew up on a racetrack. Her dad was a racehorse trainer. Made the NFR in 2023. And that would be the aforementioned Apollo, staring at a 14.60 in the lead. Summer Coastal around to the left. Tight corners, straight lines. Come on, Texas. Help her, help her. And whoa. 14.68, less than 1/10 of a second. Separates the top three.
From top to bottom, one of the toughest rounds we've had so far. Megan McLeod spraying, Marzing, Idaho. Checking up the sorrel around the first. Coming off her first trip to the national finals. Won San Antonio a year ago. Come on back, Megs. And it'll be 15.09 for Megan McLeod Spray.
Nice run by Megan. But guys, I don't like to throw out this term very often, but it's very fitting as we get ready for Cassie Mowry. This is the GOAT, meaning she is the greatest of all time, the winningest barrel racer of all time, lifetime earnings of upwards to $8 million. She's your two-time and reigning world champion and your two-time Rodeo Houston champion. A down first barrel. Guys, it looked like it fell in slow motion. The thing about Cassie Mowry, she's going to take care of this horse. She's going to finish this run, cruise him out, and then she's going to come back tomorrow in round 2 and smoke a run. So don't worry about that. That was going to be a nice one, though. Always remember Cassie Mowry coming up these next 2 rounds.
Would have been a 14.52 had she taken that barrel. All right, Miss Tiani. She qualified by winning the Waller County Fair 3-time NFR qualifier. Tiani Schuster of Crum, Texas. It's too quiet in here. You got to cheer them on. What do we got? She's in the conversation. Top 4 time, 14.77 for the NBHA World Champ from 2020.
What a round of horses and racers. As you see Summer dive on in to barrel number 1. Doing what she's done here before. Changing leads on the Palomino as it finds that second. How close can you stay to the barrel without tipping it over? As those thundering hooves dig in and you cross that line, it was Anita Ellis with a 14.60, only 15/100ths of a second, separating the top 4. Thank you to S&B Engineers and Constructors for bringing us the barrel racers.
And if you like watching the ladies compete, you're in for a treat. The next contest also features the Cowgirls. It's Breakaway Roping, and it's sponsored by Oxy. Here's another past Rodeo Houston champ you're going to meet in Super Series 5. Taylor Munsell would go on to become the reigning world champion. She'll kick us off with Williams, Shike, and Domer all in hot pursuit.
Title defense, engaged. Taylor won this rodeo last year, as Boyd just pointed out. Also won Reno the end of June for the second time. 5-time NFR qualifier. Right now is just outside the top 15 in the world. Hard running Black Baldy. She'll make it fit. 4 and 2. And I would also venture to say, in round 1, when you get a running calf, just go do your job. You don't pick the calf you compete on. Just go accomplish the task at hand, and then let everything fall where it will.
Let's go to the number 11 ranked breakaway roper in the world. She's not only talented, she's smart. Graduated from Black Hills State University, got her master's in business administration from the University of South Dakota. Husband Taylor, she lives in Volberg, Montana, and she's the 2-time and reigning Montana Circuit Champ. That's a Cheyenne buckle on her belt. That's an iconic buckle. Here's an odd. Calf ducks left. I think she knew it. Look, these ladies scout the cattle just like the Cowboys do, and she probably knew that that calf was going to make a duck to the left, so she just continued to ride until she got to her spot. 5-1 for Joey Williams.
All right, we're going to get ready for Tiffany Sheik here. She has been very close to the Rodeo Houston Championship before. She ended up 2nd overall out of the championship round in 2023, winning over $20,000, but she wants that number 1 spot. It all starts now. She is such a focused breakaway roper, making sure that that horse is paying attention. We want both those ears up, looking for that calf to be just right. Here we go. Nice calf. 2.3, we're looking back to see if we're clean on that barrier. And it looks like we might be, guys.
She broke it.
Ah.
Sorry. I really like Tiffany. I mean, met her multiple times at some Southeastern Circuit rodeos, but rules are rules, and there it is.
There it is.
She broke it before the calf did, so 12 and 3 for Tiffany.
All right, let's go to Kelsey Domer, Dublin, Texas. Watch the left hand, folks. The left hand, because that is how that's both your gas pedal, your brake, and your steering wheel on a horse. And before you look at the one in her right hand, you got to watch the one in her left. Dublin, Texas, won the old 4 days last year. Stops the watch in 4.6. That's good enough for a number 2 spot right now for the Dublin, Texas Cowgirl. 3-time NFR qualifier.
Stronger set of calves, too. So right now, Taylor Munsell, our defending champion, strategy paying off, because after 4, she's still in first with a 4 and 2. Daniel Lohman, this young lady known for being able to toss a rope a long ways, and she can do it quickly. 3-time NFR qualifier from Gilbert, Arizona. Member of the Navajo Nation. Watch this, swings a big loop, tosses it out. It's all good. 3.6. Arizona is now number 1.
Yeah, she has set some arena records. She set arena records in Fort Worth and San Antonio. That Navajo Nation Cowgirl, they're proud of her. And we're proud of her. Nice job. Number 1 spot with a 3.6. We go to Bo Peterson. Grew up on a ranch in the Flint Hills of Kansas. Number 7 in the world. Look out. We just got faster. Oh, don't hold back. The Kansas Cowgirl. She won the Dodge City Roundup last year. She won Caldwell, Idaho. She's got degrees in biology and psychology, and she's got the number 1 spot at Rodeo Houston.
Okay, you guys said it. We're getting faster here. Let's get ready for Jenna Dallin from Nanton, Alberta, Canada. She won the 2024 NFR Open. A win at Rodeo Houston could get her to her first national finals breakaway roping, but we got a hard-running calf, and she just pulled a cowgirl move right there. 5.5 gets us on the board. We got to get a little bit faster, but she made that work, and that was not an easy calf. Big reach.
There are a couple of calves in this bunch that are quicker than others, and they'll be circling them for rounds to come. Whitman, Arizona's Macy Young, past all-around champ of the college national finals and a 3-time NFR qualifier. Checking that bay horse, making sure he's paying attention. We saved the best for last by 1/10 of a second. Come on, show us that smile, Macy Young. 3 flat as she pats her horse between the ears. Final cowgirl to go in round 1 of Super Series 5 will win the biggest check.
You know, you think it's just be fast. It's about timing. When you get to South Texas, you use the baby powder because the humidity can slow that rope down. They got to get by the barrier just like all the other cowboys that competed. Sometimes you draw one that can run. Sometimes you draw one that isn't any fun. You look back, is the barrier good? Ah, you did good, champ. Daniel Lohman smiling on the way out. But nobody's smiling more than Macy. As she rubs that horse's head, she picks up $3 grand. 1/10 of a second better than Peterson, a little better than a half second better than Lohman. Munsell finishes 4th with a 4-2. Thank you to Oxy.
You've been patient, so we're going to reward you. Bull riding is coming up next.
Check the screens for the answer to the trivia question. Check them out, folks. That's the answer. The winner will be announced on March 21st.
And you want to make sure and visit the Fan Zone presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance at section 104 and 124. You can take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars or get an autograph. You see Tilton Hooper's up there with his family. That's Colby Wanchuk, the star saddle bronc rider. All the saddle bronc riders have made their way up there. You can meet past Rodeo Houston champions. Get a selfie with a cowboy. It is such an awesome opportunity. The Rodeo Houston Fan Zone at section 104 and 124. It's a place to be at Rodeo Houston.
What's up, guys? I'm Dusty Tuckness, professional bullfighter here at Rodeo Houston. Just want to give a big shout out to Houston Methodist Sports Medicine Team for all they do for us here in 3 weeks at Rodeo Houston. They keep us going in and outside of the arena. It's great to have a staff and team on hand that knows your in and outs, your injuries, and what you're dealing with to help get you ready and prepared for the next performance. I love being here at Rodeo Houston, and I want to give a big shout out and say thank you to Houston Methodist.
This is not their first rodeo. I don't care how young they are. They know what's coming and they're ready to see it. It's time for the bucking bovine we call bull riding. Sponsored by Rock and Roll Demon, and you're going to see this guy. He's in this Super Series, Tristan Hutchings. When it was all said and done a year ago, he scored 91.5 points in the final round, won over 65,000. Bingham is an NFR qualifier, as are Waite, Anderson, Piva, and Gray. There's a lot of NFR bull riders here.
Well, here's some NFR talent. On the left of your screen, it's the 10-time Bullfighter of the Year, Dusty Tuckness. In the middle, the 6-time NFR qualifier, Nate Justice. And the man on the right, the brand new daddy, the fastest man on cleats, that is Bo Sheets. And don't you dare forget, he has been a clown of the year, NFR barrel man from Soper, Oklahoma, Mr. John Harrison.
Hey, Houston, who's ready to ride some bulls? Let's do it.
Let's do it, we shall. Boyd talked about our defending champion. Why don't we just start with him?
All right, T. Hutz. He's already won San Antonio this year. Could you imagine winning San Antonio and Houston in the same season? Number 6 man in the world. He definitely has the ability. He's got a bull called Life Coach. Oh boy. Leon Coffey is Andy Seiler's life coach. Here we go. Come on, y'all. He's yours. Tristan Hutchins. What's he telling him with that outside foot?
He is telling him, I will not be bucked off this bull. That is domination. He has done well in this building before, and he owns the life coach. The student becomes the coach. 87 points. Wow.
That's a way to start your defending championship run. All right, let's go to 33-year-old Tyler Bingham. He's from Howell, Utah. He's a wrestler back in his high school days. National high school champ in 2011. His brother Tim is a 3-time national finalist. The bull he's got is called Ben.
Ben?
Yeah, like Mercedes, right?
Oh,
Ben. Luke Mackey had this bull in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and rode him for 87 points.
He's got some pretty big horns on him too, Boyd.
I don't like calling those horns. I prefer to call them clown stabbers.
Why would you say that? That is not what I need to hear right now, speaking of life coaches.
Clown stabbers. Come on,
No,
John.
don't.
Oops. Yeah! Yeah! Alabama left. No. Bull goes left on a right-handed bull rider.
Uh-oh, is he wanting to play?
John scared him away.
I did. He don't want none of this.
Oh, really? So we were talking about vitals. What do you think John's vitals would be? Maybe 5'11", 140?
Yeah, he's skinny.
Are you poking fun, Boyd?
No, I wouldn't poke fun of you. It's not my... I love you, John.
You love me. You love me so much. Why don't we go watch Kelly Clarkson, then you take us over to the wine garden and buy my wife a bottle of wine.
Ooh.
She's not a wine expert, but she's dedicated to the research, that's for sure.
I tell you what, if you'll stay here, I'll take your wife to the wine garden.
That ain't cool, boy. You can't handle a lady.
He married a beautiful blonde from California, and I'm sure she's a connoisseur of wine.
Luke Mass, Cowboy Dreams, it's a rematch. Oh, no. Last time he was on this bull was here a year ago, and sadly this trip was a second shorter. So that's the second time he's been on that bull, and both times he's been unsuccessful.
So, as you watch this replay, you should know our next bull rider is the tallest bull rider here. And we asked him, does that help or hurt?
Hey, the way I look at it, it always helps me. Long torso, long legs, get a hold of them.
That's spoken with some confidence, Tyler Taylor. Redneck Lizards, the name of the bull, for the Stephenville, Texas Cowboy. Well, Tyler, hold those feet. Keep those feet on that rope, buddy. Whoa, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Jeez. So, the bullfighters, thank you. The bullfighters move in to protect him, but by protecting him, by standing over him, he can't crawl out. So when he finally decides to crawl out, the bull gets a beat on him. So watch this, the bullfighter's like, we got you. He's like, get out of my way, I want to get out of here. Okay, we'll leave. Uh-oh! By the way, Tyler, If you keep riding bulls like that, the next time I see you with a microphone in your hand, I'm going to beat you on the helmet with it.
It's a top 2 score, 85.5 for Taylor. But this is our 3rd rematch in a row. Hayes Waite has a bull that he's been on twice. Last year at San Antonio, he was 87. This year at San Antonio, he only rode him for 3.4 seconds. This bull's only been ridden 4 times out of 28. This guy is one of those rides. That right foot comes loose. No score for the Goshen, Utah man.
Bummer. All right, let's go down to Jamie.
Right, I've got our reigning Rodeo Houston champion in the bull riding, Tristan Hutchings, with us. And as you think back on last year, how special is this place to you?
Oh, I love this place. There's nothing like winning this rodeo and having 74,000 fans. We don't actually go to any rodeo this size or this magnitude. There's nothing like it.
And he picked up right where he left off, 87 points.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. That guy's ride percentage is unbelievable. He is so tough to get on the ground. Let's go to an Aussie.
Quinn Anderson went to the National Finals Rodeo last year. The Queensland Cowboy. Love the cattle feeding country. Won Greeley and Cheyenne to get to his first National Finals Rodeo. 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. On the bull called Eclipse from Bailey Pro Rodeo. 24-7 is this bull's record.
He grew up in Australia. He played rugby. To this day, his favorite sports team are the Queensland Cowboys. It's a rugby team in Australia. No, Quinn! All right, so much smart stuff happened right there. So much smart stuff. You wouldn't think that they could think trying to ride a bull, but he does. Watch his feet first. They betray him. You ride bulls with your feet, so when the feet come back, he's done. But his hand twists over the rope, so do you see his left hand grab the tail? Watch when he realizes that he's gonna get hung up. He reaches over, grabs the tail of the rope, and pulls that so his hand can come free. Wow, that's thinking on the fly right there.
Presence of mind to do so. Chalice, Idaho's Ruger Piva. John, you're gonna love the name of this bull. This bull's name is Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, wax on, wax off, Johnny boy.
I got it. I'll wash your car for you, Boyd.
Thank you. I'm holding you to that.
If you owned a car.
Hey, it's a nice little bicycle, all right? Ruga. He's got a middle name. John, do you know Ruger's middle name?
I do not for 500.
Okay.
No, I didn't know it was a
Ruger Jarvis.
Ruger what?
Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Yes.
I like Ruger.
Okay. 5'7", 165 pounds. We're all going to learn a little something about Mr. Miyagi right here.
See if he can be the 3rd man to ride one.
Away from his hand.
Keep riding! Keep riding! Keep riding!
I'm glad he didn't fall for the fake, Boyd.
Yes, you're right, Andy. 2 things. Now, the bull kind of acts like he's going to go into his hand, but then goes away from it. So watch, he kind of like, I'll go right. Nuh-uh. I'm going right. Watch his free arm. See how he puts that elbow down into the well? The well is the direction of the spin. And that elbow, each jump, is going down into that well to help keep his shoulders square. How about 83.5 for Ruger? That gets him a taste of the calf. And now a bull that has never been ridden. Okay. He's only been bucked 3 times, folks. But in those 3 trips, nobody's ridden him. Now this guy, look at the way he grabs his bull rope. It's backwards as opposed to the way most other bull riders do it. Most guys run their fingers in toward the front of the bull. He's running his fingers in toward the back of the bull. This is TJ Gray at Derry, Oregon. Listen, he was the reserve world champion. He rode 7 out of 10 bulls at the national finals. So that's a 70% ride percentage. So not only did he ride 7 of 10, he scored more points and won more money. He won so much money that he got the award, what we call the Top Gun Award. What's the Top Gun Award? It's the guy that wins the most amount of money in one contest at the National Finals Rodeo. He won over $330,000, so they gave him a brand new truck. Cowboys 3, Bulls 4. You can see that in the leaderboard in the center screens. Let's see if TJ Gray can break the tie. Dirty D. Rocky Mountain Bucking Bull. Bucked off Dawson Gleaves at the Mountain State Circuit Final. Nope. Well, we talked about the feet, and a lot of people will just watch the hand and see if the hand stays in the rope. But you're going to notice his hand stays in the rope long after his feet are above the bull. Down he goes. When it comes to bull riding, it's grit and determination, along with strength and balance and concentration. It takes all of the above to weather the storm. And when you find yourself in a storm, grab an umbrella. You're gonna need it. Out the back door. And all the protection in the world, and you can still take a hugging. Look out! The face tells it all. He's talking with his eyes. Tristan congratulating. Safe at home plate. Now let's pay it out. Hutchings wins the round ahead of Taylor and Piva, and that is your bull riding. Brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. Up next, a very special tribute to some of our favorite athletes. We want to welcome some lucky recipients of our Rodeo Acts of Kindness program. They've been moved down from the 6th level to these great seats, thanks to our Rodeo Acts of Kindness participants, Mrs. Bears.
Hey, hey, get out your phones and scan the QR code up on the screen, and you could be on the Raising Cane's selfie cam. That's the code right there. Oh, hey, we see you up on the big screen. You guys are looking good out there. Wave to everybody. You made it on the big screen. She can't believe it. They're so excited. Now, that is a beautiful family right there. I like that shirt. Howdy. Hello. Such great fans out there at Rodeo Houston. Hey, I see you up there. Hello. I love it. It takes a second for people to see. You're a star. Go ahead and shine bright here. Thanks to our friends at Raising Cane's. Hello. Great looking fans. Everybody having fun. I think people are getting ready for Kelly Clarkson. We're excited. I think that's a hook 'em horns right there if I've ever seen one. Hey, hey, you're up on the big screen. We love it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Houston, for showing us your beautiful faces here at Rodeo Houston. And thank you so much to Raising Cane's.
For generations, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo has welcomed professional athletes from around the world who come to compete and take part in one of the most excited and celebrated events of the year. But the Cowboys and Cowgirls admit they'd be nothing on their own. They fully rely on their partners. And now Oxy is honored to present the other part of the team that these athletes cherish. The part of the team that they love and fiercely protect, just like a part of their family. Now this is historic Rodeo Houston footage from over a decade ago of two legendary horses. On the left of your screen is a mare named Hostage. On the right of your screen is a stallion named Lunatic Fringe. Both of these horses have done their part to crown Rodeo Houston champions over the years. But they did something else. They raised a 14-year-old daughter. Meet their daughter. That's Lunatic Bayou. She has followed in her parents' footsteps. This mother of four has bucked at the top rodeos across the United States, including here at Rodeo Houston. Now remember, these animal athletes were born to be bucking horses. They're loved and respected by the cowboys that dare to ride them. And soon enough, the youngest member of this deep bloodline, the son of Lunatic Bayou, that is Lunatic Bay. Look at him, he's bucking already, and he's just a baby. One day he'll be setting records of his own. You know, some horses are born to run fast. Some are meant to work with cutting precision. But these athletes were born to challenge their riders. Remember, bucking comes natural to these broncs, and it's our responsibility and our honor to make sure they are cared for with respect, because they're a part of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo family as well, and they represent both the legacy of our rodeo and the future of our rodeo. All day we've been cheering for cowboys and cowgirls. Don't you think we should just put a round of applause together to these animal athletes who carry our cowboys to glory? These mothers and daughters and sons. And a big thank you to Oxy for presenting our Born to Buck legacy. As a matter of fact, you can see these beautiful horses up close at the Born to Buck exhibit right behind the junction. That's another reason to come out to Rodeo Houston. Check out the Born to Buck legacy presented by Oxy.
All right, get ready. Our kids are rolling into the stadium. It is time for the calf scramble action coming your way next.
We can't say enough great things about our arena crew. These talented people that handle the barrels, the dirt, the gates, the ropes, they feed the animals day and night. They are all sponsored by Cavender's Boot City.
Life on the road of a rodeo athlete can be challenging. That's why United Airlines is thrilled to reunite rodeo families and bring them along for the ride. Tanner Ross is an 8-time NFR qualifier who comes from a rodeo family. This isn't just a sport to Tanner, it's a way of life. Both of his parents were rodeo athletes, so it's no surprise that he started competing at the age of 9. This cowboy is now a husband and a loving father of 3 kids. He is always a long ways from home and wants his family by his side. Tanner, we want your family by your side too. Here to present you with airfare is United Airlines Houston Hub Vice President Phil Griffith. You were selected by your peers because they think you deserve this, and so do we. Congratulations, Tanner. You are today's Rodeo Reunited family, sponsored by United.
Good-looking crowd. Calf scramble time, sponsored by Transocean. Tonight, we want you to keep an eye out for the first scrambler to properly catch a calf and cross the line, because that scrambler will have a chance to compete in the Super Scramble on March 21st. Let's join Andy and Janie to meet tonight's scramblers.
Thank you, Boyd. This afternoon, we have 11 young men and 19 young ladies, all of them in 4-H and FFA, hoping to catch a calf and get that purchase certificate. Now, Janie, you had time to talk to a few of our scramblers. What do we got?
Well, Andy, as you mentioned, they're all incredible ag kids, but I had a little moment to talk to each one, and most of them wanted to make a comment about how much they love their animals, whether they're animals that they raise, they show, or just their pets. They love animals all around, but we have some experienced scramblers in this set as well. Let's go ahead and get it started with Hayden Lemon,
Madison Vela,
Giraffe Fuentes,
Talon Meek,
Hayden Gorman,
Aubrey Sherrill,
Colin Roberts,
Samantha Reyes,
Bailey Whitley,
Javier Molina,
Kyle Leopold,
Jackson Bolware,
Akari Smith,
Tinley Thomas,
Jackson Kurtz,
Catherine Smith,
Mark Pardo,
Melia Baggett,
Macy Krenick,
Stella McKinney,
Ava Cantu,
Caitlin Wiggins,
Elizabeth Longoria,
Kylie Kramer,
Mahaley Kramer,
Kylie Roberts,
Stephanie Morales,
Connor Pribble,
James Parker,
and Raleigh Malone, our scramblers for scramble number 13. Let's give them all a little Houston ovation. This afternoon, we call on two people to assist us to make sure everything goes as planned during our Cab Scramble. First, our Cab Scramble gate opener. They're generous supporters of Texas Tech Athletics and Academics and the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Please welcome Kelly and Becky Joy. Our Cab Scramble starter is the Vice President of Consumer and Sponsorship Strategy at NRG. Please welcome Megan McConomy. So Megan will be the one to drop the hat as we swing the gate open so the calves can come up the lane. Our Cab Scramble Committee directing traffic. Megan holds the hat high, awaiting the chance to let everyone know it's the beginning of scramble number 13. It's time, let's go, catch a calf.
All right, and they are off. We've had some big attempts early on, but who will be the first kid to catch? We're getting piled up over here by the buck and shoots, guys. This is where we catch them. We'll get them in a nice little calf pool over here, a herd, if you will.
That's right, cattle do come in a herd, Janie.
That's right. Number 9's got one. Okay, that is Bailey Whitley. She plans to go to Texas A&M and be a large animal vet, so she knows what she's doing. Oh, we had it, Andy. This is a tough go out here.
Oh, look at this. We got the halter on one. That's Stephanie Morales, a Klein FFA. She is headed in a southern direction, as is number 7, Colin Roberts of Grand Oaks FFA. Who's it gonna be?
We're making moves. Right there on your screen is number 27, Stephanie Morales. She's got the halter on that one. She plans to go to Duke. She's a cross-country runner. We've got this calf caught, but we got to make it across the line. We've gotten a few across the line already, it looks like, over here. Making moves.
Colin Roberts needs just a few more steps, and we are in.
Awesome job for Colin Roberts. He raises pigs. His whole life is showing animals. He truly loves it. It is his passion. That's number 10, Javier Molina. He shows sheep and goats. He knows what he's doing. We've got the halter on. Now we're cruising on across the line here, making it look easy.
I don't know about easy, but I do have one of our first catches here. Colin, tell me a little bit about your haircut.
Oh, it's just a haircut I ended up deciding to get one day, and it's just kind of stuck for a couple months now.
A couple months. Well, it looks like it might be your lucky haircut because you were able to catch here in the calf scramble. Are you going to bring a steer or heifer back to the show?
Bring a heifer back to the show.
Why is that?
Because after my first year showing her, my sister will show her.
You're going to keep it in the family. Okay, buddy. Well, guess what? You're one of the first catches in the 13th scramble. A little business in the front, party in the back. Way to go, Colin Roberts.
Just wait. Everybody at NRG will go home and get that haircut now because he was inspired. All right, we've got one tackled over here by the buck and shoots. It looks like it was number 11, Kyle Leopold. He just wants everyone to know that he's a Texas A&M football fan.
Be careful, there's a lot of Texas Tech fans here today.
Hey, this is just a quote, Andy. You know?
Okay.
I'm the messenger here.
There you go. We are using some karate moves down here on the south end, as it is getting up close and personal for number 23, Elizabeth Longoria.
Elizabeth shows every animal except for a goat. Don't know what she has against goats, but she seems to keep plenty busy with the other animals.
Well, Bailey Whitley is also busy. She's got the calf by the neck, trying to pull the halter from her belt loop, as is number 28, Connor Pribble. Connor Pribble is using some wrestling moves.
You know, the calf scramble really is a game of many skills. Wrestling, tackling, running, and some animal sense even, you know? Once you get them caught, it's not over. You gotta figure out how to talk that calf into walking across that line.
And don't let go, number 9. Bailey Whitley's got the halter on. But her and this calf are going back and forth. Now we also got the halter on for number 23, Elizabeth Longoria of Magnolia FFA.
You know, from these hard-winning calf scramble kits to our rodeo athletes, Houston Methodist and Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine are standing by to take care of any injuries to our competitors. And it does happen, but wow, we just pulled a couple calves across the line out there on the floor. Number 9, I think that counts right there, Andy, doesn't it?
I think so. Bailey Whitley, just a few more steps. Come on, Bailey, you can do it. Nice job.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that smile. What a relief to get it all done here in the calf scramble.
At one point in time, she was underneath the calf as Elizabeth Longoria is about 15 feet away from making her catch official as well.
Looks like number 16 has one by the tail. That's Catherine Smith, and she plans to go to Texas Tech. Hey, there you go. She's caught in the last 3 calf scrambles, and we cannot break that roll today.
Well, catching is step 1, because once you catch a calf, you receive a purchase certificate for a steer or a heifer. Now, you use that purchase certificate, and you become part of a program that began back in 1942 and has awarded over $22 million in certificates and prizes to over 24,700 students. Raising these animals teaches life skills such as the responsibility of caring for a living animal, financial accountability, record keeping, decision making, and communications as they keep in touch with their donors throughout this process. And that is Catherine Smith of Louisville FFA, along with Macy Krennick of Allen FFA, making their catches official, and history is being made as the catches continue to come in. This program also offers some support with a fall progress show as they bring that steer heifer back to see how everything is going, and then they will present their final project at the 2027 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. There's number 1, top of the list, Hayden Lemon of Clyde Kane FFA. He has mustered it all together.
Sometimes the best way to end is at the beginning with number 1.
Why not? He and this calf have an understanding. They're about 20 feet away from pay dirt. Come on, Kelly Clarkson fans, get behind number 1, Hayden Lemon, as we say thank you to Transocean, our calf scramble partner. Don't leave, and why would you? The Chuck Wagon Racing is coming up soon.
It's our distinct privilege to honor America's heroes, as well as their families who support them, like our Gold Star families who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We salute the men and women in uniform that make it possible for all of us to live with freedom and pride in our country. On behalf of Crown Royal, tonight we honor United States Coast Guard Petty Officer 3rd Class. She is stationed in Texas City. She is a marine science technician that conducts waterfront facility inspections and container inspections throughout the ports of Texas City, Galveston, and Freeport. She recently received the Commandant Letter of Commendation ribbon for enhancing operational safety and regulatory compliance. She also demonstrates exceptional commitment to community service and has raised over $6,000 for charitable causes benefiting veterans and animal welfare. Ladies and gentlemen, this is United States Coast Guard Officer 3rd Class Riley Yeager. Join me in thanking her for her years of service and sacrifice to our country. Come on, everybody, let's hear it for Petty Officer 3rd Class Riley Yeager. And thanks again to Crown Royal for sponsoring this special salute. You make great sounds, but now it's time for the Axis Sounds of the Night.
Bronc beat the machine and they just won't feed me. Hey, Wyatt, you're gonna give me a hand, huh? Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. I don't have a lot of friends. Well, it's not that I don't have a lot of friends, but I've been doing this long enough that everybody knows I'm not gonna come back and help them. So.
Not a lot of people want to help you.
No.
Does your wife feel that the same way? Like,
I never really thought about it, but maybe. Well, I couldn't find good help, but I got Wyatt.
that's fine.
Okay. Don't step on my hat.
That's a good hat.
Oh, I was talking to the horse. Not you,
That was awesome. A little Tilden Hooper sounds. Hey, our first truck wagon race heat, sponsored by Baylor, Ford, and STX Beef. And Andy and Janie have been losing, so they get to pick first.
All right, we'll take STX Beef.
All right, Luis, you pick for you and I.
I will go with Baylor Medicine.
All right, that means Enrique, you and Bobby T got stuck with Ford.
We love it. We love it. Let's go, Ford.
Lap number 1. STX Beef finds themselves right in the middle. If you're in the front row, cover your nachos.
All right, those horses are getting ready to fly. STX Beef headed for the lead. Here we come.
Vamos, Ford. I feel the need for speed. Let's go, Ford. Let's go get it.
Baylor Medicine. Damas y caballeros, get ready. When we cut to the finish line, everybody yell, hooey!
Come on.
1, 2,
Ford,
3,
let's go,
yell!
Ford. Let's go, Ford.
I can't give you the victory dance yet. We got to look at the replay footage.
I can tell you this, it is an STX Beef.
Huh?
It's either
Let's go
Ford or Baylor.
Oh,
Let's
come
go
on.
for those white horses. Beautiful white horses. Yes,
The
sir.
white horses.
Yes, sir.
With the nose.
Did the replay team go on break again?
I think that's the same replay they use every night just to make sure Enrique's the winner.
I could not agree more.
They're just
Our
replaying
results
it.
should be doubled.
I mean,
I kind of feel like there might be some subterfuge taking place.
Yeah, we need to refill the M&Ms in the replay booth is all I can tell
Oh my gosh, Bob and Enrique.
The replay
14
team-
wins to Boyd and Luis and Andy and Janie's 5 apiece.
We need to
Replay
audit
crew
those.
and scoreboard crew are my idols. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you to Baylor, Ford, STX Beef. Luis, you get to pick first for us is Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. Which one you want, buddy?
We are going with Chevron.
All right, good choice. All right, Andy, Janie.
You hear that? That's supposed to be a Mustang cat.
Andy and Janie, who you taking? Mustang?
Mustang cat. Rawr.
All right. Hey, Enrique, I want you to know you're not good at picking wagons, okay?
I'm just good at winning.
We just think at it, and that's why you're winning.
I'm just good at winning.
I'm just happy to be here.
Same.
All right, here we go. 2 laps around the arena. First horse to cross the white line on the west side is the winning wagon on lap 2.
Black and yellow, please give us the gold. We are in dire straits, Janie.
Black and yellow, here we go, Mustang Cat. We're in the middle of an upper long. We're gaining some speed here. Andy and Janie are coming for the win.
Texas, make some noise! Here we go, it's Chevron all the way. They're coming across. Damas y caballeros, haga ruido. Somebody scream!
Come on, Chevron!
Hello.
Come on, Chevron!
Do it, boy! Yes, sir. Thank you.
Who's your daddy now?
Oh,
Chevron, take that. We're high octane. We're high
You're
octane.
cute when you're excited.
He's up there bumping.
Yeah.
You go, Boyd.
He's celebrating with all his friends.
Hey, I'm right next to the Chevron suite, all right?
Okay.
Got a lot of friends
Maybe
tonight.
they'll let you have some free food. Maybe.
Yeah, give him some popcorn. He'll smile.
You two, I will follow you home and shoot out your porch light.
I don't have a porch.
How about you, JD? You got a porch?
Please don't follow me home.
Creepy old man.
El cucuy. You don't want him following
Thank
you.
you to Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. Coming up real soon, you've been patient, and I know you can't wait to see it. But we're going to bring you the Mutton bustin' in just a few more moments, so stay hooked. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to draw your attention to the arena dirt on the north end of NRG Stadium. Entering the arena a horseback is the chairman of the board, Pat Man Phillips, and she has a word.
Howdy, Houston. I'm Pat Man Phillips, and I'm privileged to serve as chairman of the board of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And on behalf of our 36,000 volunteers, we want to say thank you for your support so we can continue to do what we do best, promote agriculture, showcase our rich Western heritage, and support the youth of Texas. Now please watch the video. Thank you.
I've lived in Texas all my life, but it wasn't until I moved to Houston that I felt the power of a community that works together. We have access to all forms of professional sports, music, and live entertainment. And it's right here in our own backyard.
There's nowhere else we would rather have our organization or a basketball team than Houston. You know, it's home. I love to brag about the Rockets and the other sports teams in town. And one of the first things out of my mouth when I'm talking about the great qualities of Houston is the rodeo.
I'm a music guy, so knowing the wide range of programming that the rodeo offers over the course of March is incredible to me, and in that I think the Houston Symphony and the rodeo have a lot in common.
These organizations bring fans together to celebrate under one roof. They stimulate the economy, provide education, and give back to the community. It doesn't matter if the performance is on a stage, grass, or dirt. They make our city not just a place to live, but a place to be proud of.
I feel like we've never been in a better spot as partners, and our partnership as we're looking into the future is really, really bright.
I think we should all be grateful to be in this town, and we're grateful that we have the rodeo to kind of bring us all together every year.
I think our relationship with the rodeo is unique. We both have the same goals for the community, and that's a partnership that we've enjoyed and we want to continue for many years.
Because of you, we can all continue to do what we do best, and for us, that means promoting agriculture, showcasing our rich Western heritage, and supporting education for the youth of Texas. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Let's rodeo!
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Hey folks, it's time to vote for the Hard Luck Awards, sponsored by Amagi Bank. You get to be the judge and decide who our winner is tonight. Watch the replays and your applause will determine who had the toughest luck. They'll go home with an extra $200 in their pocket thanks to Amagi Bank. We have 3 rides for you to vote on. We want you to cheer for all of our athletes, but save your biggest applause for who you think had the roughest ride. This is my favorite part of the night because in the end, you get to make the final decision. Power to the people, right? We're going to show you 3 pieces of hard luck. 3 different athletes that had some hard luck. Now, the first one might be the worst one, the last one might be the worst one, but every time you see somebody who suffers some hard luck, we need to hear you get loud and proud. And on a Kelly Clarkson night, we expect 3 100-point scores, okay? So let's get started with a bull rider. Have you ever had a bull jump and land with his hind legs on your butt? Bam! That's exactly what happened. He gets stopped with both legs on his buttocks. Folks, that is a shocker. He didn't even try to get up and run. He just rolled over on his back and said, "Take me home now." Oh, finish it off with a little kiss. Come on, that's worth 100. Bring your noise. Ooh, so close. 97, you gotta bring a little more.
Well, speaking of bovine close encounters, I got a steer wrestler for you. That's Nick Guy, and watch this. The horn of the steer hits him in the chest. Right here, this is a better look. Bam! Not only did it bruise his sternum, it hurt his ego as well. You're gonna see the pain on his face right there. Help out a Wisconsin native with your applause.
All right, that's 94. That's the wrong direction. This is basically American Idol for guys with bad luck, okay? So you got to get a little louder, especially for this catfish fisherman from Florida. Ernie Corson is going to get his bell run. Watch his helmet. Bam! Right up against the slide gate. He doesn't let go. He hangs on to the ball. Bam! I mean, this is your wake-up call. Folks, watch this close-up. Bam! If that's not worth 120, I don't know what is, but you gotta bring it. Come on! Oh boy, 98. We didn't quite get to 100, but thanks to you, Ernie Corson gets the title for tonight's Hard Luck Award, sponsored by Amagi Bank, and he'll be taking home the cash. During our last rodeo performance on Championship Saturday, we'll show our top roughest rides, and the winner that night will be crowned this year's Hard Luck Award champion. They'll walk away with the grand prize of $2,500. That's the Hard Luck Award, sponsored by Amagi Bank. Thank you for your patience. It's paid off. It's time now to strap the little ones down and let them play the game of Mutton Bustin', sponsored by HEB. And here is Andy and Janie to call the action.
We are surrounded by friends, but have no clue what's going to happen after this.
It's spirit fingers from the boys. The bullfighters are having a good time. We are ready to kick it off. It's mutton busting time.
Margot Martin of Houston, Texas, the 5-year-old, loves eating chicken nuggets. All right, Margot, hold on tight.
She wants to work at hemline with her mom. I love that. I love a mama's girl. Congratulations on a good ride.
Sailor QI Ring, 5 years old, from Houston. Here's Sailor.
Loves cotton candy, wants to be a teacher. That was a tough one. You are so strong, cowgirl.
6-year-old Annabelle Sawyer, Houston native, coming your way.
Loves the bull riding. Wow, we're making a great ride. Annabelle all the way to the back end of the pin. We even lost a boot, but we are feeling good.
Take the tollway to Montgomery. You'll find Gentry Cuts, 5-year-old Gentry.
Loves popcorn. What an awesome little cowgirl right there. Wave to the crowd. We're happy for you.
Here is Willow Weber, 5-year-old Willow from Katy.
Wants to be a cowgirl. Mom, watch out for that sheep. We're okay. We're up. We're smiling. Wow, that was a tough one. We needed some sheep fighters in there.
Rogue sheep, Luke Edgeworth, 6-year-old Luke. Come on, Luke.
All right, Luke, I see you making a great ride out there. Good job.
Now it's Austin Albrecht, 5-year-old Austin. Loves doing dog competitions and snacking on corn dogs.
Wants to be a doctor. These kids are so smart. The future right here, Andy.
Elizabeth Bookout will be next to go. 5-year-old Elizabeth. The Houstonian loves cotton candy.
Wants to be a veterinarian. Wow, this sheep is rolling, and that was a great ride all the way to the back end. You should be so proud.
Olivia Acosta, 5-year-old Olivia from Hockley, Texas. Go, Olivia.
I love that name, Olivia. So cute, and I love those sparkly pink boots. Good job.
Sugarland's Layton Luckett, 5-year-old Layton loves mud busting and wants to be a science teacher.
And is it already a great mutton buster crowd? That was amazing. Let's hear it for Layton.
Here's an honest kid, 5-year-old Michael Provenzano wants to be a stay-at-home dad.
Best job in the world, and look at him making a great ride. Oh, that sheep ran, that sheep stopped. That was a tough one, and you made it look good.
Gracie Rutherford. Now, let's go to Travis Stone. 5-year-old Travis Stone of Houston, Texas, likes mutton bus and wants to be a scientist.
Wow, did you see how fast that sheep flew? We hit the fence, we made it all the way to the backside. Houston, that was amazing.
Now Richmond's Tilden Yanez, 6-year-old Tilden loves bucking horses and wants to be a mommy.
Oh, the best job in the world. We even tucked and rolled. That was so impressive, cowgirl. Look at those sparkly boots.
Tom Ball's Levi Starnes hopes to grow up to be a rodeo announcer. Uh-oh, here comes Levi.
A kid after your own heart, Andy, and look at that. Oh, whoa. That sheep can leap, but that was a great ride.
You'll get a great look at all of our mutton busters as they get to leave here. With that beautiful back number, it's got their name and number on it, and they will get a special prize. But when we have our mutton busted competition, we always select one contestant that rode a little bit farther during the competition. And when you are crowned the champion, you get an even bigger prize, and you get to have a chat with our own Janie Johnson.
Did I win? Yes, you did. Travis just asked me you are the winner. Congratulations. Hey, that sheep went all the way to the other end of the pen. What were you thinking when you hit the fence? We're still thinking about it. That was such an amazing ride, though. How did you practice for it?
My dad and my uncle taught me to squeeze the sheep hard.
Well, and it worked exactly right. Hey, because you're our winner, Donna from HEB is going to give you this beautiful buckle. Go ahead and take it out. Show it to your fans on the camera. Let's hear it for Travis, your champion in the mutton bustin'.
Congratulations, buddy, and thanks again to HEB for sponsoring our mutton busted.